What exactly is cyber insurance?
Cyber insurance has been around for a really long time, but it was in a different form. For it was what used to be called packaged policy to just protect businesses from data breaches. But today, about still small to medium sized businesses, about less than 20% of businesses go for cyber insurance, and it's about protecting your business on the other side of the event if you have a cyber attack, and in terms of financial losses that one might incur. And it is become very essential because traditional sense cybersecurity life cycle was only about prevention and detection of cyber attacks. But now, and we see all the cyber attacks happening in the news for large companies. There's so many more happen for smaller businesses, and they go unnoticed. And some businesses don't even come back up next day or week after they have a cyber event because the expenses are so many. So cyber insurance has become an essential tool as part of your overall cyber security strategy that will allow you to mitigate financial losses, whether it's the first party losses, first party expense, or even third party liabilities due to the cyber event. And so the standalone cyber market has really geared up over the last 4 or 5 years. And especially last 9 to 10 months or 18 months, the demand for cyber insurance has really grown exponentially. My favorite line is cyber insurance has a supply problem, not a demand problem. And yet, this is only one of the two insurance lines that has organic growth. One is the life insurance, and one is cyber, because every other insurance you have to replace somebody. So that is why we are in this business.
I'm fascinated by your model because I looked into some cyber insurance a number of years ago for our organization. And to your point, it was a blanket policy. It's kind of like go to Allstate, I go to, wherever I might go, it's the policy that's written, the policy, and it's a rider that kind of gets tacked on. And it was not tenable because it didn't address some of the needs that I thought we might be addressing and some of the needs that I didn't even know that I might be thinking of. So we opted not to go anywhere with it. Whereas where you're at right now, if I understand correctly, you've got an AI learning, it's machine learning. Basically, it learns what I need and then finds the policy. It's a tailor-made process that is very unique.
Indeed, and there were many other problems with, what you just described is a non-affirmative silent cover. As you know, every other contract we get to negotiate between the parties. Insurance contract, the policyholders don't get to negotiate because it's an approved contract by this Department of Insurance. And also the process of buying cyber insurance, it became so hard that you had to fill out this subjective, very long questionnaire, and the answer would change tomorrow. The questionnaire kept going, it's increasing. Like today was 15 questions, then 25, and then 40 questions. You have a solar winds attack. There's a new solar wind supplement that policyholder has to fill out. You have a Microsoft Exchange attack. There's another supplement. So this is never-ending story. So what we had done, and traditionally we had seen that cyber insurance was really the premium was derived out of how many employees you have and what's your revenue. Mm-hmm. And as you can imagine, cyber risk has way many variables than an employee, and in fact, not many really depend on revenue. The way we approach to policies, we offer standalone cyber insurance to small to medium-sized businesses. We have cut down on the process. We can get a policy in less than 5 minutes, and we rely on the continuous risk assessment. So we are currently assessing 14 million of the 32 million small to medium-sized businesses in US. And so we already have some trends about what their risk might look like, how the hackers see those businesses. And so as they come in, as the broker brings the risk to us, we're able to essentially underwrite that in a fraction of seconds or sometimes minutes and be able to really increase the adoption, because people need cyber insurance as a tool in their cyber security and defense strategy with all of these ransomware attacks going all over.
How do you make it affordable for small and mid-sized businesses? Obviously, in the risk assessment, I'm sure there's some huge losses that could, really be, even in small and mid-sized business, make it very difficult to mitigate that risk or share that risk within the assessment process. How do you make it so affordable for small and mid-sized businesses?
The average price for our Prime 100 product is about $1,800, if you will, for a small business. And I only mentioned that, first and foremost, people buy insurance so claims can get paid, right? And the insurance companies want to write those risks to make sure that there are actually no claims, because you avoid claims. You don't avoid paying claims, you just avoid. That means it's now becoming cyber insurers' obligation to help the policyholders to improve their risk. So how we approach is we actually provide them insights into their cyber infrastructure. We find the vulnerabilities for them. We offer them recommendations. We provide them with the right tools, discounts on certain aspects of the cybersecurity controls, and we help them increase their cyber posture as they go along. So no longer you can, as an insurer, no longer you can just write policy and call them at the renewal year later. This is we call it continuous underwriting, right? And by doing so, it helps us get the cyber posture to a degree that now you don't have as many vulnerabilities and your attack surface is protected. And then you don't have all those exploits hurting you. You actually come out on the top. So that is why most of our portfolio, our reported claims are less than 1% of our portfolio, which allows us to stay profitable, keep our prices right. Now you can always keep the prices in the guidelines that we have approved with the Department of Insurance. So you cannot go way too low or way too high. But honestly, the risk engineering, the claims handling, our data science, our machine learning model, that helps us get over in an ever increasing the threat landscape, get on top of these loss ratios and bring good products to. We have 3 products in the market. We go on very deep and wider in cyber. So it helps our policyholders. They're like, for the first time, they have seen an insurer taking so much interest in improving our cyber hygiene, if you will.
Where can people find Cowbell and sign up for their small and mid-sized business?
The best way to find Cowbell, you can reach out to us, cowbell.insure, and we'll hook you up with the right broker.